Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. We have a wonderful guest in studio. It's Kim McCue, owner and artist of McCue Photography. I love the way you say owner and artist, because you are.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about your photography journey.
Well,
How'd you get here?
I started just a few years ago. My youngest was graduating high school, and I knew he was going to be off, and I was home alone. My husband travels, so I always loved it and thought, well, I'm going to see what I can do with it. So I'm self-taught. I learned mostly through books, videos, YouTube, and then I found myself a mentor, and she helped me along the way. And so it was just a journey. I started out as an editor. I've always felt like I had an eye. People thought I had an eye, and started there, which is a great segue into just launching my own business.
That's awesome. Now, you say you're self-taught,
right?
But you're pursuing a master's now. So
correct. From
self-taught to going full into it.
You know, being self-taught, you wonder how much you learned which is right and which is wrong, especially, you know, when on the internet. And there's a lot of people teaching that may not have started the same way I did, and, you know, don't know all the right things to teach people. So I went and took an exam with the Professional Photographers Association of America. It has a CPP certification. So I took that in February and I passed. And now I'm working on my image submissions. And then from there, Masters of Photography, which you earn through merits and through exhibition and winning awards for your prints, and then service merits are the other distinction that you have to have in order to earn your master's.
So would a service admission, would that be an example of the work with the Humane Society?
Correct, with the Humane Society. So I love rescues. My kids and I worked at the Humane Society, volunteered ever since they were little. And I've always wanted to do something because I love dogs, and I love, you know, I take so many pictures of my dog. My husband goes, he doesn't look any different, but
that's okay.
That's okay. And so I recently saw something the Humane Society of Utah was doing, and they were going in and doing like doggy booth pictures similar to wedding booths, so capturing the personalities of the dogs, not just little portraits, but like doing silly things. So their rescue rate has increased 93%.
Wow.
Featuring these little doggy booth images. So I know a couple people over at the Humane Society, so I approached them, and so we're working on putting together a program to go in and do the pictures of the dogs that come in for rescue.
That's awesome. You know what they say about photography for animals or for children? Whew, tough. But when you think about moving forward in your career, what kind of photography do you want to do? There's a lot out there.
There's a lot out there. I've been fortunate enough with my mentor. I've shadowed her on some commercial shoots for teen children fashion. And recently, the company that I shadowed her on is located in Libertyville, Jack and Pepper, and she asked if I could go in and do some reshoots for some of their clothing since I had sort of shadowed her. And so this was the start. She's, I'm handing this to you, roll with it. So I was able to do that. So I want to go in and do more of that type of work.
More commercial shoot.
More commercial shoot, editorial shoots. I'm aiming to get published, so working on some ideas for editorials. And then from getting published, you start to segue into some more commercial work, doing, you know, model shoots, doing comp cards, doing headshots. I'm doing, you know, a lot of corporate headshots too. So that all, you know, goes together in one form or fashion.
Fashion, right? To keep it all moving.
Yeah.
So tell me what you think really distinguishes, you know, we all think we have a camera, we all have a little bit of an eye, and that's how you started. What has been the thing that you've noticed most with your training that separates you from that person? Oh, gee, I got a great eye, and now you've added all this. What was the aha moment?
Technical, learning technical. Some of I go back and look at some of my old work thinking, gosh, that was a great image, and now I can go back and look at it and go, oh, it's not technically correct. Sometimes I have to get that out of my head because I do want some artistic in there too. But taking that CPP exam helped me to really understand where I was deficient in some of my areas, lighting. I feel like I had some, you know, the composition and the artistic end of it, but not technically had it correct. So I've really been working on that. and pulling all that together. So I think that helps because you don't want, people with, blown out eyes or blown out skin. And so I think that's where I found that I needed to work on.
Well, I also think that, especially with working with commercial photographers, when getting a headshot or something like that, that person has to relate to the person getting the picture. You have to be able to,
yes,
to get me to smile or
yes,
to do something. I sense that you probably enjoy that.
I do enjoy that. I was Women in Toys just did an event this winter, and someone I knew from schools years ago said, I noticed you're a photographer now. Would you like to come and do this headshot event for us? And so I packed up a traveling little studio. We went down into the city. And as I was standing there, going, I don't know how I'm going to pull this off because I had not, we were doing, we had 15 minutes each woman to get through. And it was just, I don't know, you just pull yourself out of the moment and just go in. And they loved him. And it captured their personalities because they're entrepreneurs. And they had a different, Women in Toys. They're not your typical corporate people. So we just had some, playful moments, putting blocks on their heads and holding their books up and just different things they invented. And it ended up being a highly successful event. It really, I loved it. It was a lot of fun.
Because part of it is, as you said, capturing their personality,
right,
and figuring out how to do that, and that really goes to the photographer.
Right, it does, and you just have to put everything aside. Just nothing else is going on around you, and it's just you and the person, and trying to talk to them. Same with children, trying to get them to come out of their shell, how to get them to do what they're supposed to be doing and be natural in front of the camera. And that's the hardest part, being natural in front of the camera, because you want to just go,
right, yeah, because we all have this perceive
how I'm supposed to look.
Right.
But I think I notice when they're not paying attention to me, or they're looking off the other way, and when I just make a noise or call their name, and you get that candid shot, that's the shot that usually is the money shot, we call it.
That's right. So where do you see yourself in the next year or two? What's the short-term goal for you?
Short-term goal? Well, getting published, working on that editorial. I was just in Tucson doing some modeling shoots with my mentors, a group of us that she takes a couple times a year, and we work on our portfolio. And one of the moms came up to me, and she asked if I would be willing to do an editorial with her daughter and another gal I've shot this summer. We like to spend a couple weeks in South Carolina at our home there, and so she found out I'm going to be close by. So that's the next step, is pulling together that editorial. Ideas, brainstorming, but now I already have my models, so step in the right direction. Working with seniors. I'm building a big senior business.
Seniors in high school?
Seniors in high school. I think because they see my portfolio's got a lot of models, a lot of cool clothing, so I'm getting a lot of calls, very busy all of a sudden.
It's that time of year.
It's that time of year, yeah.
Well, Kim, we wish you a lot of luck. I'm sure you're going to be great. Thanks for stopping by Business Connection.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And we're going to be right back with more Business Connection. Stay tuned.